Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about my EDC pouch. This is my toolkit, the one that I carry in my bag every day. I use this probably the most out of all the tools that I own in my life. These are the tools that get used the most because I use these just about every single day for different things. As a 43-year-old homeowner who is a father of two and has a full-time job in the construction industry, I use tools and I am constantly taking things apart, putting things together, cutting things open. I'm just constantly doing things. It's a laborious life that I live and I love it, and I love that this is all that I really need. These are like the essentials. So let's just jump right in. First off, this is the case I use. It's just same as my ouch pouch from my previous video. It's a Null Knives Century pouch. It's got just the zipper top. It's made of a very thick, rustic, I guess, material. It's like the canvas, like a waxed canvas. This thing is tough. These things are super durable. I use them outside. I work in the construction industry, so I am out in the rain in the Pacific Northwest a lot. And this thing just handles. It stays together. It doesn't get mildewy or anything like that. Nothing but good things to say about these little pouches. So I have relied on these for a while, and I have 3 or 4 of them, and they're great. You can get them at Null Knives. Sometimes they're in stock, sometimes they're not. I think they're like $20. They're not very much either, so they actually work really well. This is my Zippo lighter. I've had this for a number of years, and it's never failed me. The first thing I did, though, when I got it, is I swapped out the regular case for this butane torch. It's a dual, like windproof torch. And I did that because I don't like these leaking. If you get the regular ones where you have to like put the butane in the cotton at the bottom, you store them upside down, they leak. That's just how they are. These ones don't leak. The bad thing is I don't know when it's empty, so you might want to carry a can of butane like in your glove box or something like that, just in case you do use this thing out camping or something, because it will just run out on you at the worst times. At least for me, it's always been the most inconvenient times when this has ran out. So 2 is one is none. Always have a second source of fire on you. So that's, fine, but whatever. And then I use this. This is a titanium 1/4 inch bit driver. This one's from CountyCom. It's got this neat little spinning ball on the end that makes a cool sound when you spin it really fast. But anyways, I like it. It wasn't very expensive. I think it's like $30. Titanium, so it doesn't rust or anything, and it just feels very nice and solid. This is the ratchet from the Leatherman Wave, made by Leatherman, but it's got the flat piece for the Wave, but it's also chamfered on each end here, so it fits right into that 1/4 inch, so you can turn any bit driver into a ratchet, which is really nice. But dual directional, bi-directional, and then it's got the middle part where it locks and you can go both ways. And it's got this bit set. These are just the bits that I use. I don't use this one so much these days. I had a tool that needed this hex bit, but it's been broken and long gone, and I just happen to still have it on me. But I've got 2 sizes of flat heads, 2 cross tips or Phillips head screwdrivers, and then a 6, 8, and 10 Torx bit. And 90% of the time this thing is taking apart knives or tightening knives down, or adjusting some customized knife scale that I just put on or something like that. Like, that's what I use this kit or this piece of kit for more than anything. And we'll get to the toys. I used to use it mostly for kids' toys, taking off battery compartments, but here in the last couple of years, kids' toys have gotten smaller, and so the screws that hold it together have gotten smaller. So I've found that even the smallest Phillips can be too big. These are the Nipix little water valve pliers. They work great. I mean, when I first saw these being posted on another EDC channel, like Best Damned EDC or something, I remember thinking, that's just gimmicky bullshit. There's no way that those tiny little pliers would be useful for anything. They're too small. I was like, they're just too small, and they want $30 for them. I'm like, they're totally sold to for the EDC community. There's absolutely no way these can be worth it, and I couldn't have been more wrong. These things are awesome. I have used them to tighten down stuff on my FJ when I'm out, wheeling or something, and I need to, tighten down a bolt. just real quickly on the fly. I use these if I'm out in the field and I need to tighten something down. I use these have come in handy way more than I expected, and the fact that they're so small means they fit in a lot of places that have big bolts in small areas. So that's another thing to kind of take into consideration, is that the size can be detrimental, but in most cases that I have found, they have been just right. Like, they fit in spots where a multi-tool won't, and which is one of the reasons why I don't carry a multi-tool. And I carry all this stuff individually, is because I like to have a lot of really good tools instead of one tool that does everything okay. Like the pliers on a a Leatherman, they're good, but they're not great. And I always find that they're either too big or too small, or I can't fit them in the spot. It always seems like there's always some reason why the Leatherman or my Gerber multi-tools just won't work for whatever reason. And I found that if I just carry it separately, it has no problems, because I've got a bunch of things that are great at what they do instead of one thing that's just okay at everything. It's the kind of I don't know. That's just how I think. But anyways, moving on, I've got this Olight. This is the Arcfield Pro. This one's got the UV laser light and the flashlight. It's got it's got 4 brightness settings, but one you can only get to by having the flashlight off and then holding it down, and it turns on to a very low setting. And if you hold it down, it goes low, medium, high, and then it goes back to low, and you won't get back to that camp light setting until you turn it off and then hold it down again, and it gets to that setting. So that's kind of unfortunate. The button is easy to push, so I have found my flashlight turned on in my backpack. Fortunately, it doesn't get too hot. The UV gets pretty warm, but the regular light on the brightest setting doesn't get too incredibly hot, so it's not dangerous or anything, but it does turn on and it'll drain the battery. It's got the battery indicator here. And having to recharge it's kind of a pain, just because it's a proprietary magnetic charger on the bottom, which I don't know if you've seen my videos in the past that I've mentioned that. I'm not a big fan of that, because I've had plenty of flashlights and other electronic devices that I've had to literally throw away, because there's absolutely no way for me to charge it, because it had some weird proprietary charger that I lost, and I'm not going to go online and spend as much money on a replacement charger as I did on the device. That's just dumb, so I'm not going to do it. So I do not like that. The button, the easily pushed button, is kind of lame, but I gotta be honest with you, those are kind of nitpicky, in a way. You can work around those issues. This flashlight has been great. I've used the heck out of it. I love the little blood splattered zombie-like design on it. I got it during a Halloween special. I didn't realize it was going to be super limited. I'm sorry, guys. You probably will not be able to get this version of the Arcfield Pro, but it doesn't matter. It's just a paint job. I mean, you could literally do this yourself. It's not even that amazing of a paint job. It's just fun and super limited. And people are always asking me, "Hey, where can I get that flashlight? I love that zombie look, the 80s blood splatter look." And I'm like, no, it's cool, right? But you can't. Sorry. But the flashlight itself is great, and they make an orange one and a black one right now, and then Olight's always doing things. I'd suggest going and signing up for their free email. Just give them any email, and then every time you log in with that email, if there's a special going on or a holiday or something, they'll give you free flashlights. I mean, they're not going to give you Arcfield Pro, but they give you these little keychain flashlights that are actually really nice, and they're fun because they're always special designs and stuff. So anyways, this is the flashlight that I use. And then this is my O-Tackle Pro. It's just an EDC blade, just a nice, it's always nice to have some kind of cutting tool on you. I saw in another video, or another comment on another one of my videos, a couple of people asked, like, why do you carry 4 knives? Like when you showed off your bag, you had like 4 different knives. Like, what? That's too many. Why do you need that many cutting utensils? Have you ever thought of just, getting a multi-tool, or, carrying 1 knife? Why do you need 4? And I didn't explain it in that video, and it makes sense why somebody'd be like, you don't need that. That is too much redundancy, and I get it. So what I was showing you was that I don't carry everything on me all the time at all times. So there might be some times where I head out and the only thing I have on me in my EDC bag is going to be this pouch, my ouch pouch, and my notebook. That's it. Like, that's going to be it. And so if I just have those 3 things and I happen to leave my pocket knife at home and I need to cut something open, it's a bummer. So I always want to make sure that in each pouch there's at least one cutting tool that is in that realm of whatever the bag is. So in this one, it's like a utility bag. So I have a utility blade. So in here I've got this, it's, the reason I like this one is A, it's small, it fits in my pouch. B, it locks, so it's got a lock on it, and that's really nice. And C, it's titanium, so that's fun. You can, I'll anodize it, and I'll do some special stuff on it and make it fun. I'm already talking to several people who do that for a living, and we're talking about making some stuff together. It'd be pretty cool. It's got this little lanyard and a bead. I think this came separately. I think this is the O Tackle Pro, by the way, by O Knife. It's the same company that does the O Light. Excuse me. Same company that does the O Light. This one is the Pro, so it's made out of titanium. It's got this button lock on the back, which is really nice because you don't have to worry about it disengaging, and it's very easy to unlock and then use. I like that it's got different lock settings you can see inside the bottom here. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like little ridges in there, and each little ridge is a different length setting, so it locks into place. The one thing I don't like is you can accidentally go forward too far, and then if you do, the blade will come disengaged, and so when you go to put it away, it won't slide all the way down in, and there'll be a little bit sticking out, and if you're not paying attention, you could cut yourself. So I mean, there is that. That's not ideal, but if you're just paying attention, as long as you're paying attention, I mean, it's nice. The lock actually works, and it's a nice little utility blade. It does have this like screwdriver / pry bar and a bottle opener, but the whole thing's made out of titanium, so I'm not sure if I'd use it for that, just because titanium does bend. I mean, it's very strong for how, its weight. Its weight to strength ratio is incredible, but it's not like a super hard steel or super hard material. It's very durable, very flexible, but I wouldn't use it as a pry bar personally, which is going to sound kind of redundant here in a second. And then this is the from CountyCom, same place I got the screwdriver. This is just a marker. In my job, I do a lot of markings. I have to mark a lot of like studs and things like that, or when I'm moving, like where an outlet goes when we're doing our frame walks and stuff, or if an outlet's getting moved, I can use this, go around and mark it. Not super necessary. I mean, most of the time I was carrying this guy, right? Just a regular Sharpie, which is what this is. This is just one of these Sharpies in a fancy case, and that's all I bought. I just bought this case. You could technically use this for anything. It could be a pill case or whatever, but I just liked it. It was on sale, and CountyCom had them in stock. These go out of stock quite a bit, and so they were in stock and they were on sale over the holidays, so I treated myself. It's not necessary, the case itself, but the marker obviously is, and I like that it screws down so it doesn't dry out your marker, and you don't have to use the lid part. You just slide the bottom piece in and the top piece works as the lid, and that's how I use that. And then lastly, or not lastly, but next I've got my, this is the O-Pry 2, and this is by O-Knife, which makes the O-Tackle and the flashlight, and it's got these bits in here. There we go. And then inside, it's got, this is like just hex bits that I really don't use. It's a tiny little hex bit, and then one that's a little bigger. Not sure what you'd use that for, but it's nice because there's a little magnet in there that'll hold them in place. And then, but not too tight so you can get them out. It was just kind of jammed in there, so I kind of had to smack it out in my hand. Anyways, I've got a Phillips head or a cross tip and a flat head here. This is the one that I use the most, and it just plugs. So you shut this, plugs in here, and you got a screwdriver. So this is very handy because, like I was saying earlier, toys have gotten smaller, and so their screws have gotten smaller, and this works perfect for that. So I have found that to be very, very handy. For small screws, and then it just kind of clicks in here, and you can just slide this in to the top. And then this is a 6 and 8, just a Torx bit, so T6, T8. You can basically tighten up knife handles, knife scales, knife pocket clips. This is titanium, and it's a pry bar, so I haven't really used it too much as a pry bar. It might work fine. In my experience, I noticed that titanium dents like aluminum, and I wouldn't use an aluminum pry bar. So I don't know. I haven't personally went in and tried to wrench out a nail out of like a a board or anything, you know. I'm not like pulling out 16D penny nails with this thing or something like that. Like, I don't know. So, your results may vary, but this is the Opry 2. Works really well. It's titanium. All this stuff will get all modded and customized, and I like doing things like that. So now we'll load it all in here real quick. And the way I like to do it is I put all the heavier stuff down on the bottom. And it doesn't matter if things like touch and scratch and stuff. I mean, it's just tools, so I just don't care. I mean, some people are like, I'm going to scratch my EDC gear. And it's like, well, I don't know what you're expecting, man. Like, that, it's a tool. You're going to scratch it if you're going to use it. It's just life. So, oh, I didn't mention that this also has a hat clip on it. Now, I haven't used it yet, but that's pretty nice. So if you can clip on the bill of your hat and walk around and have a spotlight, basically a headlamp. So I slide everything out on the outside like this, and then that's it. Oh, and lastly, I always carry a hank on me. This is one by Lone Star Hanks. I have a whole bunch of these. I get several of these, and I've had a lot of people ask me, why do you carry this? What's the point of this handkerchief? Why do you carry a handkerchief? I mean, honestly, do you use it? Yes. And I think that thing that people fail to realize is that these are actually usable. I use it all the time. They get old and they get worn out. I've not had to toss one yet. I've got one. My first one is this one right here, actually. This is the first one I ever bought, and it's very, I mean, you can't really tell, but it's a lot more flexible. It's just more worn in. The colors are a little more faded. I've washed these in the washing machine several times. I've hand washed them as well, which is what you're supposed to do. But I've also tossed them in the wash or had them in my pocket and they've been through the wash. But anyways, they're super durable. It's more of a rougher cotton on this side and then like a microfiber for like glasses cleaning and stuff like that on this side or polishing. Oh, these things are great. They come in he's got a whole bunch of styles. I go on Etsy and get them. He's always got them on sale. These ones are Lone Star Hanks, but I mean, there's all kinds of, there's Hallie's Handmade Hanks. There's Hell of a Hank. There's so many. I can't even think of off the top of my head, but there's Elefante Hanks. That's another good one. Anyways, yes, Hanks are very nice. So they're good to have. You can just fold them up and throw them in somewhere. And then if you need to clean something or wipe something down or you spill something, you have a rag that you can use and then you can wash later. Anyways, that's my toolkit. This is my bag that I carry around. Just for giggles, we'll see how much it weighs. I doubt it's going to weigh very much. All right, zeroed out. 20 ounces, so it weighs a little over a pound. So all the tools I use in my life, well, 90% of the tools I use in my life weigh 20.9, 21 ounces. So not bad. I have narrowed it down to a pretty small case and it works great. So anyways, that's it. That's my tool case. I hope you guys got something out of this. Let me know in the comments what you think. I always love reading the comments, good or bad. If you like it, hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, hit that thumbs down. Let me know what's up. I'll talk to you guys on the next one.